Hello and welcome to another tutorial on my channel. So today I'll be showing you how to crochet emoji keychains. They're super cute, super easy, and do not need any time at all. So let's just get started. So first we'll be starting with 6 single crochets in a magic circle. The body is really easy. It's going to be 2 circles and we're going to sew them together. But I'm going to be using like another technique, as all the rounds will be increases. I'm going to be using another technique, so the final circle is actually a circle and not a hexagon. So just do 6 single crochets in a magic circle. After that, just close your magic circle, and we're going to be slip stitching after each round. Just pull the yarn tightly, and then in the first single crochet you're going to make a slip stitch. Now the next round is going to be 2 single crochets in each stitch, going up to a stitch count of 12 single crochets. So chain 1 and make 2 single crochets, so an increase in each stitch all the way around until you have a stitch count of 12 single crochets. Now after you have your 12 single crochets, you're going to slip stitch in the first stitch and then chain 1, and the next round is gonna be one single crochet and then increase, going up to a stitch count of 18 single crochets. So in the same stitch that you slip stitched into, you're going to do 1 single crochet, and then in the next stitch you're going to do 2 single crochets. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets all the way around until you have a stitch count of 18 single crochets. After you have your 18 single crochets, you're going to slip stitch in the very first stitch. Now round 4 is also going to be an increased round, but as all of our rounds are going to be increased rounds, it tends to be a hexagonal shape at the very end. So to prevent that, instead of doing 2 single crochets, so 1 single crochet and then a second single crochet and then an increase in the third stitch, I'm going to be doing 1 single crochet in the next stitch, an increase in the second stitch, so which means 2 single crochets, and then we're going to do 2 single crochets and then an increase all the way around. So the only little difference is the beginning. So instead of beginning normally, so 2 single crochets and then increase, and continuing with that pattern, we began with 1 single crochet and then increase, and then we're going to continue with our normal pattern. So now after doing 1 single crochet and then increase, you are going to single crochet 2 and then do an increase. So 2 single crochets and then increase, and at the end you should have a stitch count of 24 single crochets. So just continue that pattern of 2 single crochets then increase all the way around until you have a stitch count of 24 single crochets. Once you have 24 single crochets, you're going to slip stitch in your first stitch, and round 5 is going to be a normal increase round, so just chain 1, and then you're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches and then increase, going up to a stitch count of 30 single crochets. So 1 single crochet in the first stitch and in the second stitch, and the single crochet in the third stitch, and the fourth one is gonna be an increase, so 2 single crochets. Now just slip stitch in your first stitch once you finish, and believe it or not, the next round is the last one. So like half the body is only 6 rounds. So just chain 1, and you're going to be doing the same as we did in round 4. So we're going to single crochet 1 in the very first stitch, so the one that we slip stitched into, and then we'll be doing an increase in the next stitch, so 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and then we're going to be continuing with the normal increase pattern of 4 single crochets and then an increase. So the same as before, I've made 1 single crochet and an increase in the very beginning just to prevent it from being a hexagonal shape. So 1 single crochet and then increase, and then you're going to continue normally with a pattern of 4 single crochets and then an increase, and just continue with that pattern all the way around until you have a stitch count of 36 single crochets. Once you have your 36 stitches, you're going to slip stitch in your first stitch and then just fasten off, and make sure to leave a long enough end for sewing. So just like so. and then just pull the yarn. And just like that, you have finished half of the body. So just repeat the same steps, and as you can see, it's a circle, not a hexagon. And you're just going to repeat these steps to make the other half of the body, as we're going to be doing 2 circles and then just sewing them together. Now after you have both of your circles, cut the yarn short on the other one and just sew it in. So I just sewed it into the circle from the back, so it's completely clean. Now take your yarn needle, put the yarn through, and now we're going to be stitching both sides together. So start from anywhere, doesn't matter. And then take your needle and go through the front loops only of each stitch. So as you can see, that is the front stitch, that's the front loop, that's the whole stitch, this is the stitch. As you can see here, I'm going to be going through the front loop only and pulling through. I'm going to be going through the front loop only of the other circle. So here you have 2 loops, one and the second. You're going to be going through the front loop, so that one, so like so. And as you can see, I've gone through this one and not the back one. Okay, and the yarn has fallen. Through the front one. And just pull the yarn. And then go to the next stitch over. So right here, this one, pull the yarn and go through the front loop only of the same circle and the circle that's facing it. So also the front loop, like so. And just repeat that all the way around. So you're going to be going through the front loop of the next stitch, the front loop of the stitch facing it on the other circle, and pulling the yarn through. And just continue doing that all the way around until you have a small gap where you can stuff your emoji. You definitely don't need to do that. You could have a flat emoji. I like to give it a little puff. So when I reach that point, I'm going to come back. So once you have a hole that you can stuff your fiber through, just go ahead and stuff it. Once you finish stuffing your emoji, just close that hole. And then I'm going to show you how to sew in the end. So once you reach your last stitch, just go through it. And instead of pulling the yarn all the way through, just leave a loop and go through it with your needle. And then just pull tightly. Now go through the same stitch but into the body. And then out from any other stitch. And then just go through the same stitch and out from any other stitch. And repeat that process a couple of times until the yarn is fully secured. So just like that. And then cut your yarn. And push it in with your needle, like that small part. And just like that, you have finished your body. Now I'll be showing you how to make the sunglasses. So first we'll be doing 9 single crochet foundation stitches and leave a end, like a short end at the beginning, and then make a slip knot and then chain 2, go through your first chain, and before pulling your yarn through the loop, take that end and put it over your hook, like so, and then yarn over and go through the loop, yarn over, go through one loop, yarn over and go through both loops. and then just pull that end a little bit. Now to make your next foundation stitch, you're going to go through this piece of yarn right here, and then take your end, put it over the hook, yarn over and go through the stitch, yarn over, go through one loop, and yarn over, go through both loops. And like that you have two foundation stitches, and you should have 9 in total. So I'm going to finish my 9 foundation stitches and I'm going to come back. So after that, chain 1, flip your work, and you're going to be doing 4 single crochets, and then just chain 1, turn your work, and then do 2 decreases. So to make a decrease, just go through your stitch, your first stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then go through the next stitch immediately, yarn over, go through, yarn over, and go through the 3 stitches. And like this you have made a decrease. So just make it one more time, and like that we've made one side of the sunglasses. Now just fasten off and leave like a little bit to sew it in, and then make a slip knot with your yarn again, take your hook out, take your work, and go through the first stitch from the other side. So here we've made one side, and just go through the first stitch from the other side. Put your slip knot on the hook again, and then pull it through the stitch. Now chain 1, go through the same stitch again to make a single crochet, and yarn over that tail. So just work it in and do 3 more single crochets. So we're going to be doing 4 single crochets in total. We're basically just repeating the same steps we did here. Then just chain 1, turn your work, make 2 decreases, and fasten off. And just like that you have made your sunglasses. And these ends, just sew them all in using your needle, like through the stitching from the back of the sunglasses. Now that you finished your sunglasses, I'm going to be showing you how to make the hearts. So that's the last thing that I'm going to be crocheting, and then I'm going to show you how to embroider the faces. So start with making a magic circle, and then chain 2. So you already have a chain, you're just going to chain a second one, then make a half double crochet in the magic circle, a single crochet, and then chain 1, make another half double crochet, and then chain 1. So after chaining 1, make a single crochet, and then a half double crochet, chain 2, make a slip stitch, close your magic circle, fasten off, pull your yarn, and you are done. So that's the heart. Now that end that you just cut, it's better to take it and like take it through the magic circle so it's on the other side, like so. Just pull it just like so. You have finished your heart. And now I'm going to be sticking those, gluing those on the face. So I won't be cutting these pieces of yarn just yet, because after I cut them, I'm going to like glue them to the heart, and then I'm going to glue the heart on the face. Now I'll be showing you the easiest thing to embroider, which is going to be a simple smile. So the first thing is to locate your magic ring, so the middle of your project, and then just from there go downwards and like see where you want your smile to go. So for me, I want it to be from right here to here. So I'm just going to go through a stitch like so, and then all you gotta do is go through the other stitch facing it on the other side, and then just leave like a small tail here so you could sew it in later, and then just go through the same stitch here, and then go approximately like at the middle between those two stitches downwards. So for me, I'm going to go here. You could do it a little upwards if you want the smile to be a little smaller, but I'm going to be going here. Now just don't pull the yarn all the way through, just tug on it lightly until it's lightly pulled and not really tight. Then just go over the yarn. So you're going to go over the yarn and then go through the same stitch that you came out of, and then out from any other stitch. Now if you're doing a smaller smile, only doing that once, like this looping over the yarn, going over the yarn thing once is going to be enough, and you're going to have a nice curve. However, because my smile is bigger, I'm going to need to like do this here also. So I'm going to go through the same stitch I came out from, and then I'm going to go to the place where I want my smile to like be shaped on. So for me, I'll go like right here, and then I'm going to go over the yarn again, so from this side, and then through that stitch. And then I also want to do the same thing on the other side, so I'm going to do that just like so. I'm going to be doing the same thing here, just going over the yarn, going through the same stitch, and then out from any other stitch. So as you can see, what I just did just gave it like some kind of a nicer curve. Now that is a big smile, and the only difference that you're going to do if you want to make it like an open mouth, you're going to take your needle, go through the stitch above, so right here like so, and then through the stitch facing it again, and then through any other stitch like so, and you have an open mouthed smile. So just like so. So that is how to make a normal smile and an open mouthed smile. Now I'm going to show you how to make like these wings and the kiss shape. So all you need to do to have that kiss shape is go to your magic circle and then go right below it. So just like just here, and then skip the next round, so the next stitch, skip it and go through the next one like so, as you can see, and pull the yarn through, and also leave an end. Now go through the same stitch above, and then go to that middle stitch here, so the middle one between where you came out of and where you're now going in. Go through the stitch in the middle like so, and one outwards. So we're basically using the same technique that we used in the smile. Just give me a minute. Okay, so my needle isn't working, so I'm going to be using my hook. Just make the same steps. Don't mind me, I'm just trying to overcome the pain. Yes, just like so. And then you're going to take that yarn, go over your yarn here, and you're going to go through this stitch. I'm going to be trying with the needle again. So go over your yarn and then through the stitch that you just came out of, and now go through, skip. So you came out of here, this part, this stitch you came out of previously, skip the next one, this one, and go to the one below it. So just like so. See the spacing? Pull the yarn and now go through the stitch above it right here, and then also to the one in the middle between them, but outwards, like so. And then go through your stitch like over the yarn and then through the same stitch. And then because I'm going to also be showing you the wing, I'm just going to go out from any stitch at the top. Just like so. And as you can see, you now have a kiss shape. So I'm going to be showing you how to make the wing right now. So if you're going to be doing one wing, so this one, you're just going to approximately see where you want it to be. So for me, it's going to be right where I came out of, and then just go like skip 3 rounds. So you have this round 1, 2. I'm just going to go through that stitch right here, and then go to a stitch from above like so. That's a stitch from above. Then go over your yarn and into the same stitch, and then through any other stitch. So you are going, oh wait, is that never mind, just act as if nothing has happened. And like that you have one wing. Now if you want to, you're also going to do that on the other side, but I suggest that you take your wing and like shift it to the right a little bit, so it begins from this round, like this round, and not the one I started from. So the wings are a little smaller and they fit on the face, so they could look like that here. So they could look like that. As you can see, I have begun from here and not the one in front of it. So you're just going to do that on the side and on the other side. Now I'm going to show you the last thing, how to make the like that glass frame. So to embroider the glass frame, I suggest that you stick your eyes first. So you stick your eyes and then you make the glass frame around it, so like not one becomes smaller than the other, or the eyes are become bigger than the frame. So as you can see here, it might not be noticeable, but like this frame, this side is a little smaller than that side. So if you stick your eyes first, it's going to be better. So simply the first step is just that you're going to take your black yarn and you're going to sew a thread from one side all the way to the other. So like just like here, like it's all approximated, there are no exact measurements for it, just however you like it, however you feel it's going to look good, and just do it. So that frame is from one side, so from the sewing right above it to the other side. And after you go once, just go through the same stitch and then just go to the middle, so you know where you're going to like do your first curve and the other curve. So just go to the middle So as you can see here, that is approximately my middle, and so I'm just going to go over the yarn and into that same stitch, just to like be marking where my middle is, and to be marking where my middle is, and to like attach this piece of yarn, the one going from one side to the other, and then just go downwards to where you would like your glass frame to end. So just like so. Of course that's a little too small, going to be going down a little bit more. It's just like so, and here is going to be very big, but because my needle is quite thick, I can't go between the part that's up and the part that's here, the one that I came out of. You should go like in the middle if you want it to be like a perfect curve that isn't too small or too big, but in my case I can't really get it, but you understand the idea. So after you do that, you now know where exactly you're going to have your curve, the end of your curve. So just go to one side, through one side, and then through that same stitch that you came out of from the middle here, and then through the one in the middle at the bottom. And just as we did the mouth, we're going to do this here. So just don't pull the yarn too hard, too tight. And now you have this piece. You're going to do it like so, and then just see how you want it to be shaped. And then take your needle, go over the yarn and through the same stitch, and to make it a perfect curve, I'm going to be doing the same thing on the sides. So here and on the other side, just there, like that, and also on this side. But like my curve is really bad just because the needle, I can't really work with it in these glass frames, just like so. And then you're gonna go to the other side here and just repeat the same steps. So you're going to take your needle and go through the middle again, and then approximately in the middle here, so it's definitely not here, it's just like that. Repeat all the steps again, and you should end up with a glass frame. Just like so. And it's very obvious that mine is extremely crooked. The needle is really hard to work with, so yeah, yours should be better than mine. And just like so, I have shown you how to embroider everything that you need. So I have attached the keychain to my emoji, and I'm going to be doing a cool emoji, so I'm going to be using the sunglasses. So using your glue gun, you're going to just like put a tiny dot on each side, so like this and like that, and then just stick it just like so. Now I really hope that you've enjoyed the video and found it easy to follow and understand. So by now you should have a nice collection of emojis, and yeah, I hope to see you again next time. Goodbye.